What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be coming in with another YouTube video. We're going to be doing a candy tier list because, Halloween and all that stuff. Don't try to tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not. I'm never wrong. And, yeah, I guess let's get into the tier list. So first up we have, Skittles. You know how it is. Skittles, you pop them in your mouth, chew them a little bit, get stuck to your teeth. Nice fruity little M&Ms. Uh, they're pretty good, but they're not like, they're not the best. They're no grand wizard of candy or anything. So, I'm gonna give it out an even B tier. Up next, we have, Snickers. Now, I don't personally like Snickers. They're okay. The chocolate itself, everything inside it's whatever. And then the peanuts in it are just terrible. Like, I personally don't like Snickers. I avoid Snickers on Halloween. And I just get anything and everything else, but they're a pretty loved candy, everybody else likes them. I don't know how, I don't understand the appeal, but I'm gonna put it along with Skittles and at a crisp B tier. The third one is Hershey's. You cannot say you don't like Hershey's. Just a plain even chocolate bar, classic, original. Hershey's, saying you don't like Hershey's is like going into a 14-year-old white girl's comment section and saying you like Trump. It really is just not acceptable anywhere and everywhere. You can't not like Hershey's. If you like Snickers or anything, you have to like Hershey's because it's just that plain milk chocolate. You can never go wrong with a nice Hershey's candy bar. But it's not the best. It doesn't have any contents. It's kind of just plain. So I'm gonna plop that thing out in A tier. What's better than Hershey's, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. Hershey's cookies and cream. That stuff slaps. You get the Hershey's chocolate. Plus, you get the cookies and cream, those little cookie pebbles in there. That thing is delicious. All right, I'm gonna put that in a nice S tier, because these things, if I see one of these things, I can't not take it. Okay, I can't not take it, and you just can't go wrong with it. So yeah, I'm gonna plop this puppy at an S. Coming in hot is Dots. Now, Dots are absolutely terrible. Okay, they're just these little gummy little fruit flavored crap that just gets stuck to your teeth, and they don't even taste good, and they come in this little tiny package that's hard to open and hurts your fingernails when you try to dig them in. Okay, Dots just suck. They're just all around a bad candy. I don't know why you would ever eat Dots. If you see Dots in a candy bowl, I don't know why you would take them. I don't know why you would buy Dots to give out to kids. They're just absolute trash. There's nothing good about them. Name one good quality about Dots. Oh, you can't? Yeah, right. So it's going in an F tier. Next one is Starburst. Starburst is really just a hit or a miss. You can either plop it in your mouth and you get it from school as a reward. Get a tiny little Starburst. You unwrap that puppy, you plop it in your mouth. It's pretty good, right? But the problem is you have to open this little bar of Starburst, and then you have to unwrap like 10 bunch of different Starbursts, and it just takes forever for this little tiny little morsel of Starburst. So they're decent if you eat a few of them, but if you eat a lot of them, and just the process of unwrapping all of them, it just sucks. So they're decent, but it's just so much work and not that much of a profit. So I'm gonna plop this thing at a C tier. Next up is Kit Kat. You cannot go wrong with a couple of Kit Kats. You break them in half, you eat them. They're pretty good. They got that little wafer inside. You can never go wrong. The white chocolate Kit Kats. If you see people handing them out, their house deserves to be egged and probably burned down. But the regular Kit Kats, those slap. And you get the king size Kit Kats. Oh boy, I look out for those. So Kit Kats are pretty good, but they're also again kind of bland. So I'm gonna plop them with the regular Hershey's at an A tier. Coming in here in this dojo of deliciousness, we have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. You can never go wrong with these things. With peanut butter on the inside, chocolate on the outside, it's a perfect combination. Pretty much, I don't know anyone who doesn't like Reese's, unless you have a peanut allergy. Like, if you don't like Reese's, I don't like you. That's just plain and simple, alright? Reese's, they slap, okay? They go hard. So I'm gonna plop these at an even S tier. They're not my favorite candy, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I look out for them. Next up, we got one of my personal favorite candies. Man, this is on my top 4. Twix. You can never go wrong with Twix. You got that, whatever that thing is, like a little wafer, a little thin cracker on the inside. You got that caramel. You got that chocolate. I don't care if you're a left Twix person or if you're the swine that likes right Twix, but you can't go wrong with Twix. Twix are just an all-around good candy. You know, you can't name one bad quality about Twix except for the fact that they are too good. So I'm gonna plop these also at an S tier. But again, not the very best candy. Back at you with that Butterfinger. Now Butterfinger, well, to be frank, it kind of sucks. You know, I used to like them as a kid, uh, but I can't imagine ever liking these things. They got a thin layer of chocolate and then this little crispy peanut butter dry stuff that just flakes off, and it tastes bad and it just gets caught up in your teeth and like it's just not good. It's just not good. So, but it's not like terrible. It's not any dots or anything. So I'm gonna place this at a D tier. Next up is also one of my top 4 candies, that being Milky Way. Now Milky Way is pretty much just Three Musketeers with caramel. But that caramel, well, let me tell you, it really adds that flavor to it. It really adds that goodness to it. So, you know, I think it's better than Three Musketeers, but I say they're both pretty good. I think Milky Way's better though. So I'm gonna plop this thing at an also S tier. Going back to the Reese's, we have Reese's Pieces. Now, these things also kind of suck. You know, like they're not too bad taste-wise, but you see that orange Reese's, you see that Reese's, you see that orange color, and you're like, oh shoot, I'm about to get a Reese's peanut butter cup, and you're so happy. You're like, oh man, I've been looking for some of these. I've been looking at the bottom of my bag. I ain't got no Reese's. So, you pull it out, and it turns out to be Reese's Pieces. And whoever the little trickster, the little jokester that put that in there, probably needs to get sent straight to hell because these things aren't too good, and they just trick you and they get your hopes up and then bring them straight right down. So this is gonna go out of D tier. And our next candy is Fun Dip. Fun Dip absolutely smacks. You know, you can get these all years around. You can get them for Valentine's Day. You know, little elementary little bags. You can get them for Halloween. You can get them anywhere, anytime. And these things are pretty good. You know, you just rip it open, you dip your stick in, you pull out some powder, and you suck it. You know, once you're done, you eat the stick. Pretty simple, pretty good. Fun Dip, you know, it's not Milky Way or cookies and cream Hershey's or anything, but it's still pretty good. It's pretty enjoyable. You pull out some Fun Dip and you're like, oh shoot, I like Fun Dip. I'm about to eat this thing. So I'm gonna pull up this thing at an A tier. Now we got Crunch. Crunch is pretty good. You know, it's that chocolate with the little Rice Krispie things inside, and you know, it's pretty good. But once you eat a few of them, you just get old. You know, they get old. They got not good. But they're better than something like Butterfinger, but they're not as good as something like Kit Kats. So I'm gonna place these things over with Starburst at C tier. Next up is the absolute worst candy, that being Suckers. I don't know who walks in the candy aisle and walks past all the bags of like Milky Way and Twix and Three Musketeers and Snickers bags just all combined, and then ends up picking a bag of like Dum Dum Suckers. But there is just no hope for those people. There's no saving them. Like all they do is just have you practice sucking dick. Really, suckers are just so high maintenance and so low reward. Like they're not good. They're not good at all. You know, it's just flavored spit at that point. But really, you have to suck on it, and then you have to take it out so you can breathe, and then you have to suck on it some more, and eventually your jaw just hurts from having this thing be in your mouth for 20 minutes. And you could be eating chocolate, you know, you could be eating some Hershey's cookies and cream, but instead you have to wait 20 minutes to finish your sucker, and if you're not done with it and you gotta go do something, you have to like throw it away or put it on a napkin or something, and it's just bad. Nobody likes suckers. If you buy suckers, don't. Because you're probably going to get egged by me. So, Suckers is going at a fat F tier. Next up we have 100 Grand. Now, 100 Grand bars are like the raisins of all candy. You know, they're supposed to be like healthy. And people who buy them probably do eat raisins just for enjoyment. They're really not that good. You know, you expect some chocolate and then you bite into that chocolate and you get some pretzel, and it's really just, it sucks. It really does. Alright, if you buy bags of 100 Grand to give out, you probably read books for fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. 100 Grand, you know, they're not terrible. They're not suckers or dots or anything, but they're definitely no Twix. So I'm gonna put these things at an E tier. The classic M&Ms. Now M&Ms, there's a bunch of different variations. I'm just gonna be doing the plain M&Ms, even though the peanut butter M&Ms smack. The plain M&Ms, they're pretty good. You know, you bite into them, you get some milk chocolate, you get that shell, you can suck on them, suck the shell off, whatever you want to do. You can peel the shell off, have some enjoyment with that. They're just an all-around good candy. You know, they don't got much to them. They're just pretty plain, but they're pretty good and they're pretty small, easy. And yeah, so I'm gonna plop these things not in S tier, but in A tier, over with Kit Kat and Fun Dip and Hershey's. Coming up is the bad boy Three Musketeers, Milky Way without caramel. These things, you know, the nougat, whatever you call that stuff, in Milky Way is a little bit harder, and the Three Musketeers is just softer. You can bite right into it. It's pretty good, you know. Well, you know, everybody loves Three Musketeers. I used to get these things all the time until I discovered Milky Way. They're not as good as Milky Way, but they're definitely better than stuff like Hershey's. So I'm gonna place this thing in an S tier. And last but very not least, we have the candy that throughout this video, all of you were wondering, like, oh, you forgot the very best candy. You've been naming all these candies, but you forgot the very best one. And what's this Grand Wizard column for? Is it for the candy I'm thinking of? Well, if the candy is Almond Joy, yes, it is the candy you were thinking of. Because Almond Joy, it slaps. You know, you got that almond in the middle, it's decent, but that coconut is what I live for. That coconut and chocolate combination. Now, you can get mounds without the almond. Those things are pretty good too, you know? If you say you don't like Almond Joy, it's probably because you tried it when you were 5 and you're like, ooh, I don't like the nut, or ooh, I don't like the coconut. But if you try it now, you'll actually figure out, oh, these are actually some good candies, because they just slap. They just all around slap. If you go in the comments telling me, oh, these Almond Joys, oh, so bad, I don't know how you like Almond Joys. Well, A, you're wrong. B, those comments will be blocked, deleted, and backtraced. Okay? Because Almond Joys are just the best candy. And if you try to tell me otherwise, you probably have some mental disorder. Okay? So, I'm gonna place Almond Joys as the Grand Wizard of all candies, going above S tier as the very best one. You know, I always take Almond Joys out of baskets. You know, nobody else takes them because everybody else thinks, ooh, Almond Joys are bad, but they're wrong. So I'm not going and swoop all of them up. So, yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Don't try telling me the Almond Joys are bad because, well, they're not. And, yeah, that's it. See ya.